this is a pretty interesting story. I want you to, I don't know if some of you are old enough to remember, but think back to the exit of Afghanistan back in 2021 under Biden, which was heavily criticized by a lot of centrist Dems and pretty much all of the right wing, that Joe Biden ended a war. I mean, that's one thing that America has a real hard time with. We know how to start a war, but ending one, that's kind of a problem because, military industrial complex, baby, they need that sweet, sweet cash. So ending a war is kind of unprecedented. And Joe Biden actually did it in Afghanistan. And we were in that country for 20 years. And when we exited, the country pretty much descended right back into Taliban rule. And, it was just basically a paper tiger. We had all the people that we had in place to rule Afghanistan after we pulled out. They either fled the country or they just disappeared. And Afghanistan has basically gone back to what it was before our invasion, which, very poor country, and not a lot of civil rights for anybody except for male leadership. Anyway, there were a lot of Afghanistan people that helped us with intelligence during the war. A lot of Afghani people that were instrumental in helping to safeguard American troops while they were in country. And we left quite a few of them there, but we also managed to bring in about 9,000 of them into this country. And, say what you want about immigration. If we'd have left them there, they would probably be dead. They would have probably been killed by, the Taliban leadership that took power almost immediately. And I think that is a good thing, that we actually helped to rescue as many people as we could before we left there and brought them here. And they're on a visa, a protected status visa, which now Donald Trump is trying to revoke. So people that helped us out during that 20-year offensive war that we did, which did not do shit except enrich a handful of weapons manufacturers and killed a lot of civilians and quite a few American soldiers. So, not the best war. So glad Joe Biden ended it. Of course, we have a whole bunch of new wars now, so, the military-industrial complex is okay. They're not bitching anymore. They have new targets to aim their weapons at. But Donald Trump is threatening to kick those 9,000 Afghani people out of the country, end their protection visas, and send them back to Afghanistan. And I find that to be pretty fucking despicable. I think it is goddamn wretched. But what makes it even more just chef's kiss hypocrisy is and it's not just Afghanistan people that he wants to revoke visas from. He wants to revoke visas from people from Haiti, when they came here from the earthquakes that they've had, and then of course the political turmoil that Haiti is going through. But he's talking about kicking out Ukrainians, sending them back to Ukraine as we slowly but surely stop funding their military in their defense against the offensive Russia who invaded their country. We're pretty much, not only are we kicking out all of the immigrants that are in this country, that are, from Latin American countries or what have you, but we're kicking out people with protective status, like the Afghani people that helped us out during the war. But now Trump is wanting to bring in Afrikaners which are white wealthy landowners from South Africa. South Africa, back in the 80s, there was a big fight over apartheid. You know, a very small handful of very wealthy white people were oppressing the entire black population of South Africa. And one of the things that was supposed to be remedied after the ending of apartheid was some of that land that was owned by these handful of exceptionally wealthy Afrikaners was to funnel some of that land back to the black African citizens of South Africa. And that was decades ago, and it never got done. You know, it's like the Reconstruction that we were supposed to do after the Civil War, which we had a couple of years of Reconstruction, and then a couple of shitty presidents later, and that program's over with. So the black South Africans did not get the land. And we're talking about, as far as Afrikaners go, there are about 7% of the population, and they own over 70% of the land. That should tell you something. 7% of the population owns 70% of the land, and they don't want to give it back. Now, I'm not trying to sugarcoat South Africa. South Africa is a dangerous place. I believe last year alone, there were 27,000 murders. So it is a dangerous place. It's scary out there. But out of that 27,000, 50, not 50,000, not 500, 50 of those murders were white Afrikaners. And that is enough to get Donald Trump to pay attention. And also, it probably doesn't hurt to have Elon Musk in your ear, who is from South Africa, who was there during apartheid, whose father owned a fucking emerald mine, and he believes in, he's a white nationalist. He just is. He couches it in interesting phraseology when he says, educated European people. What he means is not black people, white people, smart, educated, affluent white people. But anyway, Donald Trump has brought in 54 white Afrikaners, and they get full refugee status. And the irony is really obvious, because he is literally kicking Afghan people out as we speak. Like almost in the same breath, those brown people gotta go, give me some white people. And he was actually asked about this at a press conference, and he's like, I really don't care what color they are, and I don't really care if they're tall or short or fat or skinny, if they're white or they're black. Bullshit. Give me a fucking break. Every brown person is getting kicked out of the country, and the only people that he is adamant about bringing in just happen to be wealthy white landowners. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing? If somebody was to say, I don't know if I believe that, you are pissing down my leg and you're telling me it's raining. And God damn it, man, I'm getting sick of being gaslit. So stop with the bullshit. You know it's the truth. Donald Trump's a racist. Fucking Elon Musk is a racist. And the only people they want to come here are people who is not from these shithole countries. Remember that? Well, Donald Trump ain't changed. God damn, man. I can't believe we reelected this guy. Wow. Anyway, amazing hypocrisy, but it tracks. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.